I think everybody understands, and what in talking with even my sister and brother-in-law about our industry, and going, look, we thrive on passive income. And then I kind of explained how it works is, when merchants run transactions, there's costs involved. We get a little percentage of that cost every time they run a transaction. And, I could see the wheels kind of turning, and I'm going, so it's not like in the deal they were looking at, they had to go out and pound sales all day long. And they would hope that within 6 months after this product wore out, that these people would decide to repurchase from them. And I was like, yeah, we don't have that really like that. It's every month you're getting something. And I don't know of any, and I'm not out looking at franchises. I mean, you hear about them because we're out in business and you talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't know any franchises that give you the opportunity for passive income. And passive income, and from what I understand at this level that we're talking about, is the only way to truly get free. You can only be free with passive income. Otherwise, it's active income, and it means
Yeah.
you've constantly driving the machine to continue making the same money that you're making. Where passive income, you kind of whatever plateau you want to be on is where where you can achieve.
I sometimes equate it to a vending machine business. You can
Mhm.
imagine if you had vending machines, and so imagine a vending machine. People buy the stuff, and you go around and collect the money and restock with whatever it is, and I used to know a guy who really made a lot of money in the vending business, but and so that's good that he made a lot of money in the vending business. And this is, imagine credit card terminals as a little vending machine. So his game was how many vending machines can I get out there? He's like, I just got to deal with the University of Minnesota. I put in like 40 vending machines all over the place and good. Well, now he's got to go around every time these kids had the munchies, after bar time and drain all the Doritos out of his vending machines. He got to get scamper on back there, and with his truck full of Doritos and fill it back up and stock the
Right.
other stuff and all the stuff. Ours is the credit card terminals and software and that kind of thing is like a vending machine you never have to service. The game is how many can you get in there, and you really don't have to service them. The merchant doesn't. They don't want to buy more stuff from you. It's good to
Oh,
keep in contact, so they know who you are in case something goes sideways or they don't understand how to run a $6 million transaction from Zimbabwe, or they run it and it gets all jammed up. And it's good to keep in contact, and also they can recommend you to other folks. But it's like a vending machine. How many of these little vending machines can you get out there? How many? Because each one is going to produce, a different amount of money, just like a vending machine. But you never have to fill it back up. It plugs into,
mhm, mhm.
the financial universe, and people run cards and you get money, and the game is how many of those can you get placed out there.
Right.
And so the game is too, it's like, okay, if you've got about, let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. Well, you want to have about, 200 and whatever our number is, 223 little vending machines out there, and that
Right.
gives you $10,000 a month. And compare that to the vending machine business. You don't have to restock Doritos or Hostess Ho Hos or Coke or any of that stuff.
Right.
You don't have to want when the thing goes cold, the electricity goes out, all that stuff. You don't have to have a van to carry all this stuff. You don't have people like this
Right.
guy when he got the University of Minnesota account. He's like, okay, well now I've got that, but I don't have time to do it. So now I've got to find somebody,
Right.
and now you've got to pay them health insurance. And what happens when they, eat
Mhm.
all the Doritos and leave your truck at the side of the road?
Right.
All
Right.
these things that you have to deal with. And so how we typically do it is you do it all by yourself. You have very little overhead. You make the connections, you build this massive referral network, business comes into you, you write it from wherever you are, and you start with the way we train is, let's show you how to do this from, it doesn't matter where you are. You can do
Mm.
it from pretty much wherever you are. And here's how. And here's the system that we run. Here's how you do this. And then the game is how fast can you put it together? Where in a typical franchise or any sort of business, there's no game involved.
Right.
Maybe like your brother-in-law and sister. It's like, maybe how fast can we get up to speed? But
Right.
then for the rest of your life, you're servicing this stuff
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and hoping then maybe what's the out? Are you hoping to sell that to somebody else? You're just looking to hopefully save
Mhm.
enough money before this thing all goes to hell in a hand, goes away. What's the game?
Right.
Our game is freedom. It's passive income.
Right.
How
Yeah.
fast can you get free? And that's challenge here, right? The freedom challenge is how fast can you get free doing this? And we'll show you exactly all the things that we know how to do, and then you can use it so it fits you, but don't get too far from the system. Just
Right.
like a franchise, there's a little bit of leeway, but in most franchises, there's not much leeway. They want you to do it just like this because they want everybody who walks into the store nationwide to have the same kind of feel and experience.
Mhm.
W- We don't have that. What we want to do is like we've seen a lot of ways to do this, and here's the way we found. If you want to get free, here's the
Right.
game we play, and here's how we found to make it go as absolutely fast as possible. And of course, we're always looking to adapt, right? We're always looking to make it go faster and better. But this way is hasn't had much variation since we
No.
figured it out. Technology again changed a little bit, but
Mhm.
our targets changed a little bit. Uh, it- uh, but the system works really slick, and and uh, and again, with the fewest number of moving parts, and how fast can you get free? That's our system. That's our franchise like opportunity.
And the
Cost
interesting
to get in, it costs a little
well,
bit to get involved, but it's nowhere near. The
yeah,
fee that you pay us to get in is far less than the
mm,
value you receive. And then you own the knowledge too. You own this ability, these things that we've taught you. You own it for the rest of your life. We hope you stay here and
right.
apply it with us. But you can take it anywhere in the world and do whatever it is you want to do. Teach your kids how to do it. Yeah. It's yeah, it's a unique experience.